Okay, so this is my character. I couldn't get the name Aes Sedai. I couldn't get any Witcher names. So this is the closest I got to Aes Sedai, which is part of Wheel of Time. I'm pretty new to this game. I used to play Fiesta Online. Um, this is way more advanced. It seems like it's a little bit tough to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. There doesn't seem to be a lot of help, and I have to go online to get more help. And you really got to read what the NPCs are saying because they're the ones giving you clues on the game. I really enjoy it so far. The graphics are great. I'm just going to do a couple of rundowns of what I learned so far in case there's any new players coming into this game as well. And I'll cut some stuff short that is not part, the runtime and the loading time. I guess I should have done that here too. If you forgive me, I do have a cold. I got my cup of tea here. I noticed that a lot of the moves, whether you button mash or you want to do specific, a lot of the moves attacks that they do always seem to include the L. And whether it's like an O and X, an R1 and R2 or L2. Alright, that's my dog. So by hitting options, you get to see all of this.
Are you also on an adventure? We might meet at Portaferia.
Ooh. Okay, so then ongoing, and then there's the main, and then there's suggested. I didn't realize yesterday when I was doing these, or that I needed to do these in order to gain things like inventory expansions, and you got to do that. There's ongoing, which are going to help you learn your area, and these are main stories, and these are suggested, I guess, just to help you learn.
Enjoy the risk. Isn't that the beauty of adventure?
I have 6 minutes left on my buffs. Oh,
I'm looking forward to today's adventure.
So the reason I want to finish doing the inventory ones is because I need to get more space in here where the padlocks are. Some of these I didn't want to open yet, these little things that I got. These. Trainer's Flute. I just didn't want to do it until I know more about the game and can really dedicate time into playing instead of learning.
And everything is prepared.
These are my weapons. I got some armor, so I added that, an earring. And you can keep one extra thing added here, so I added the tanning knife. I can mine. Well, garden, I guess. And then the tanning knife is to get the hides off of the foxes and gray wolves if I need to. Sell it, get some money. I have no idea the value of money here. You also have to be careful about your weight. You don't want to go bigger because it'll slow you down. And I noticed that you get gold bars from the from the events, which I think is more what I'm going to want to collect, not so much silver. I think that's like pennies compared to gold bars. Quests. I don't really want to fight him right now. Let's do this one. So we're going to move to. It's going to set my little line up, hopefully. Oh, there we go. L2 does your sprint. You don't have to hold sprint down, which I thought you did. So it will eventually run out, as you see the little timer down there. And then she'll stop sprinting. Should just run like normal. And it will build back up. And I press L2 again to activate it until I can get a horse. But it seems like I've been watching people with horses, and it seems like I run faster than the horse. But maybe they were just a leisurely stroll. This game map is so big, though, I don't know why you'd want to do a leisurely stroll. Can I swim? I don't want to dive. Oh, I hope I don't die. Oh, thank freaking god. Okay. Oh, don't do that again. I should go look up how to learn to swim. Oh, I can't wait to get a horse.
War is tragic, but from time to time, it's a comedy. Do you want to be part of a bigger world? Then travel. There's no reason to hesitate or think twice.
Well, it has 2 magic carpets. That I can't do anything with. Oh, my dog comes up on the roof with me. It's so brave of him.
As a saying,
See, I don't get this
Santo is my
conversation
son.
thing. I've got to, like, line her up with some other people and they have a little chit chat and talk about, you know, shoot the shit and stuff, and then so let's make her, well, not talk to herself because that is who she is. Let's make her talk to some other females. Maybe she would feel comfortable. This little brat with her lost chicken on the roof. How many other people do you need? More than 4. Oh, well, he looks a little bit like a Dumbledore, so maybe he's going to be friendly to chit-chat with. Oh, and this Igor, where'd he go? Yeah, more than 2. I got to add 2 more people in there. Oh, well, he looks a little feminine, so maybe he could, oh, he's handsome. She's going to get what talking to him. All right, so let's converse. Oh, we all gossiped. We're all happy. Amity of 0.16.
So, you build a relationship with each NPC by having a conversation. In order to have a successful conversation, you need to have talked with enough other people that he or she is interested in knowledge. They also have their own horoscope symbol with empty slots, and based on their sign is the number of topics and people you will have to talk about. The key here is to have a higher interest level from your conversation than the NPC's interest level. As you spark interest, blue happy shining faces, then favor is gained. My advice is everywhere. Go talk to everyone, even if you don't think they're important. Amity will increase if successful, but will always use 2 energy to utilize. Energy rebuilds throughout, so don't worry. The end result will create favor to pay less, buy more, and help you learn more knowledge. So we started with 22 interest level from this NPC. I had 0. By the end of the conversation, I increased interest to 6. It's a long ways to go, but still have those conversations. Keep doing it. Plus, Amity 16 is overall building, not specifically hers alone. And here is how you will start to know what their interests are by you approaching them.
By pruning your fence garden. Install a fence? Oh, for God's sakes, I don't even plant a seed. Holy. Oh, fishing. Let's do that. That has been tricksy. I already got a fishing thing. The tough part is when I didn't know that there was a mini game and I had got the fish and I had to push, like, I thought X to, like, get it. I was just button mashing X. Then I got the fish. I didn't realize that it actually requires me to hit X at a certain point. So hold down X until my muscles are maxed. Oh, which makes me weaker. Wonder how I get that up. Interesting. So the mini game, I gotta hit X when it's inside one of the sliding things that hopefully you can see here in a bit. Otherwise I lose the fish if I don't get it right on the money. So the first time when I didn't know this, I was just button mashing and I got it. And the second and third time that I actually read the instructions that flash really fast on the screen because I'm getting old and it's hard to read, I then concentrated on trying to hit X on the right time, and I failed both times and lost the fish, and then ended up getting muscle tired and couldn't even cast. So we'll see. I don't know why the fish stay there exhausted. Oh, my thing moved. Come on, little fishy. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. I should probably set this up to do AFK fishing away from keyboard. And let this do this overnight. Maybe then I'll do better at not failing the goal. Oh, good. So I named my dog Shiva after my real dog Shiva, which is a border collie. But I kind of named it after the Final Fantasy ice goddess Shiva. I think some people pronounce it that way. I did have a cat, and her name was Ifrit, after the fire god in Final Fantasy VII. You want to get to the point where you can get a house so that you can craft food and feed your dog or your cat or whatever other pet you have so they do their skills. And I hate spending money. I'd rather garden, harvest, and build stuff myself and eventually sell stuff. That's what I did in Final Fantasy. Fiesta. Oh. Don't know what I did there, but okay. And I'm going to then go into my inventory and put my sword back on. Why do I have to go here? Oh, I see my finger. Oh.
I made a good choice coming here. Look, the fishes are fresh. Look.
If you get any less than perfect while fishing, then there will be another mini game of following the arrow patterns to get the fish. As well, fish will expire if you don't plan on selling it. NPCs, however, do pay good for it, so dry it. Drying it will keep it from spoiling. When using it in fish recipes, use 2 fish to 1 fresh fish. It's an important ingredient in making good pet feed. Here's another example of me fishing, not getting a perfect, and then having to do the D-pad in order to do the next arrow clicks. AFK fishing requires as much empty space in your inventory, an unused fishing rod attached, and after 3 minutes it will just fish on its own. You might get things you don't want, such as ocean waste or expensive shards that you can use for buffs or selling. Once your inventory is full, or the fishing rod breaks, or you run out of energy, you will stop fishing. So also make sure you press the triangle to not end up on other people's boats while AFK, as you will be kidnapped and killed. On a side note, my PlayStation wanted to turn off after an hour of inactivity, so you might want to adjust that. Make sure you have the correct ingredients to make the recipes. You have a limited number of slots to cook, so if you have 3 wolf, 1 fox, 2 lizard, this won't work. As well, you'll see here that it failed due to my character being too low a skill level. You'll need to do some quests that will help bring up that level and then turn those out so that you can get stronger in that skill, and then you can create the recipes you need with confidence and ease. Luckily for us, if the recipe fails, you will not lose the ingredients. Processing is where you need to start, and as you can see, there are tons of items that you can start working on. I did fish so I wanted to save all that fish and hard work, so I dried the fish. And please remember, you cannot dry meats if it's raining outside. Even if you're inside, it does not consider the roof as cover. But more importantly, I think that it's not so much the rain as it is a lack of sunshine. You can do this also anywhere on the map, not just in your house. Once you get a recipe that you can use for your cooking stove, again, churn it out so that you can raise that level of skill. If you go into your profile, there are lots of things that you can check on in here. You can add titles that you've earned through experience of fighting and knowledge that you've gained. I think it's for fun mainly. I don't see that there's any gain by putting a title on. You will get prizes every time you gain a skill level, and your life skills is where you can see how you're doing and where you need to improve to get to the next level. And then character info gives you a snapshot overall. Here is where you can see the durability of your fishing rod and all your other attachments as well. You will need to have enough contribution points and silver to start purchasing an house. You will also need to purchase in numerical order. Should you build in a town, you should build in a town that you will frequent a lot to do your crafting. You will level up quite quickly. I went and bought every house in Velia, but I still find myself going here daily at level 30. Now that I have a horse, it takes nothing but a couple of carrots and 3 minutes of travel. I still like this town, and it's easy to find everything. Plus, I still have some quests that are out here. I do miss the fast travel option that I was lucky enough to experience in The Witcher. However, start with a residence first. Add a bed to replenish your health and give you a fighting edge, and then add a cooking stove. Everything else will fall into place as you get more experienced. So when you first purchase this game, no matter which console or computer, you will receive some gift boxes containing various items and such. I thought I would leave them until I was more experienced and could utilize them better, but whether you open them now or wait till later, they already start countdown of expiry. So be prepared to play or be okay with possibly losing out. Well, that's it for this guide. If I missed anything, please let me know. Or if you're questioning something or stuck somewhere, let me know, and I will do a video guide to help future players. I mainly made this for myself as there wasn't a lot of videos that I could find. I hate doing so much reading to get an answer. And that way, you know, we could have fun and learn together. Thanks again.